Greetings, my excellent friends. When last we left off, we learned some things about our protector. Turns out Minthara, oracle that she is, had been blathering smatterings of truth. Which recontextualized our prior conflict with Vlakith, gave us a bit more understanding as to exactly how we're being protected from illicit influence, and put us in the position of being tempted by a special magic tadpole that will apparently evolve us to the next stage of illithidology, to which my tentative plan is to toss the thing at Minthara and see what it does to her first, because she is probably going to be the one most interested in using it, if not Astarion, but I actually care about what happens to Astarion. So yes, now we are in the astral plane still. We didn't leave it. So we'll take a look around. I do have updates on the state of my internet, because obviously you guys have been with me long enough to know that my internet will occasionally just disconnect me while I'm streaming. This is fairly common. It happens. It increases and decreases in frequency. We can go a fair few streams without it happening, or we can have a stream where it happens 3 times. This is not the issue I'm talking about. That one's ever present, and as far as I can tell, what it is my own computer temporarily losing access to the network, and I don't know why that happens. Maybe it's something I should look into, because like we have an Ethernet cable stuck into a data point on the wall, so I have constant, at least when it fucks up, wired connection to the network. That's one of the things that I got sorted early into streaming, because I used to have the cable run through the house, but then we got a data point put in. So what happens when I disappear is my symbol goes from the PC symbol to the Wi-Fi symbol for a little bit, and then it comes back. But I don't actually lose internet, it's just that the nature of the connection is disrupted, and so that breaks OBS. And it also breaks any online game I'm playing. And so I end up sitting here waiting for it to come back, because it takes longer than it needs to. So yeah, nothing changed with that. That still happens here and there. What's happening this week that's different and weird is the internet itself cutting out, but the network staying connected. So I'll get a different problem symbol. Instead of the Wi-Fi symbol, I get the no internet symbol. Because every device in the house, including the wireless ones, suddenly does not have an internet connection. And your phone has to swap to its 4G network. Which is weird. We didn't know what was happening. Whether it was our device, our modem, or whatever. But it isn't. It isn't our device. There's the way Australia's internet works. We had a big endeavour to replace our internet system with a thing called the NBN, which is the National Broadband Network, and the party that's in government now introduced this wonderful plan that was going to overhaul Australia's internet, bring it on par with other places, because we've always been behind, and make it really good, and make it cost a decent amount, but not an obnoxious amount. Then they lost the election. And the bastards came in. And one of the things the bastards like to do is performative nonsense in an attempt to do what's better for the economy while actually making it worse. But it looked like they did a good job to all of the dumb people and the old people. You could conflate those two concepts, but I like to keep them separate, because sometimes an old person is just not quite dumb, but too old to understand. They're smart in other ways. Or rather, too old to realize how easily led they are by propaganda. So what they did They decided to save money by, instead of ripping out all the infrastructure and putting new ones in, they would use what was already there and build upon it. The end result of this was that the process took longer, cost more, and did less. The internet is improved, but it's still worse than it could have been, and they spent more money trying to Frankenstein old infrastructure with new methods. It's bad. It's a mess, and it's prone to problems, and most of Australia hates it. But the end result is that this company, NBN Co., is now just an additional company that everybody has to deal with their internet. You have your ISP, and then you have NBN Co., and NBN Co. are in charge of the overall stuff. And this, I believe, makes it harder for ISPs to accomplish anything, because if something's gone wrong with NBN Co., then they have to bother NBN Co., and NBN Co. are dealing with the entire nation, so they don't give a fuck about any individuals. And also, because they serve everybody, they're not being directly paid by you. So they don't care about you. Anyway, they do have an outage map. And you enter in your address. And I can't show you this because I had to enter in my address. So I do have a lovely picture that I screenshotted with a big red box that says, "Let's not dox Gav's address." Saying that there is network degradation in your area. And most recently, as of today, it says, we anticipate that restoration will occur by Monday morning. So I just assume that for the rest of the week, there's a chance that the internet will intermittently go away. When it was happening a few days ago, it was really bad. It was happening like for every 15 minutes, it would disappear for 5 minutes and then come back. Like, it was actively making it impossible to use the internet sustainably. I wasn't, thankfully, in need of it, because I was playing a video game that was entirely offline, and the guide pages had already loaded up, so it didn't do anything to me. It didn't stop anything from what I was doing. But if I had been trying to stream, I would have just stopped, because we would be interrupted all the time. Last night it happened only twice. Both times, once was long after stream would have ended, but once was during, which is not good, because it hasn't happened during a stream yet. Thankfully, it only happened yesterday when I was not going to stream anyway, because it's a day off, but it happened during the time I would normally stream, so let's see. It could happen tonight, could happen tomorrow, could happen the next day. It could get worse, could get better. We don't know. If I disappear and don't come back for longer than normal, it's probably that. If I disappear and come back quickly, it's then my usual disconnect, which can still happen at any time. Yay. So don't jump to conclusions if I vanish, but at the same time, I might just have to do an unscheduled stop. Which is fine for this game, because of how overwhelmingly generous the quick save potential is. But we could stop in the middle of a fight if we needed to. Less fine for Hitman, but what I would what I would do in the instance that it got really bad on Hitman is I'd probably push through and finish whatever mission I was doing, and then deal with it from there. Well, as Australian politics go, the NBN debacle is one of the ones nearest and dearest to my heart. Because it's very annoying. It's one of those cases where, like, the positives of the decision they made, which were entirely, like, for them, right? The positives of that decision were the political capital and press that it got them at the time from the people who believed that what they were doing would actually practically help, which it didn't. Those are all no longer even relevant. all that's left is the miseries. And those miseries will carry on for decades. So I hope they enjoyed what they got out of it. The only problem I have is that me and Karlak have such similar looking cloaks at this point, and similar coloured hair, and similar horns, that I have to focus on the fact that there's hat and violin versus big long spear, because from behind it is actually difficult to tell which one's me and which one's her.
I have a lot on my mind, and well, in it.
Oh yeah, and Prince Orpheus is here, which I'm sure Lae'zel will want to talk about a little later. Can I free him? Obviously it would be a terrible idea, but like, can I shoot those crystals? Let's look at that later. Let's first looting. There's a heavy stone here. I think somebody threw that. I think that was one of the Gith threw that. Boots of uninhibited Kushigo. Additional damage equal to their wisdom modifier with unarmed strikes. Well, we don't need that because we're not a monk. But we can sell it.
One day I'll catch a break.
Scroll of Chain Lightning. Not Call Lightning, Chain Lightning. The Emperor was throwing it around because he had telekinesis, right? That makes sense. And we still have all this extra jumping energy as a result of our plane of existence right now. The boots that are stupidly good for monks and completely worthless for everybody. Yeah. I mean, that's what you want, really. You want stuff that's really good for a given class. Symbolic drawings etched over a forgotten text. Two figures, one an imposing female with a regal aspect, the other a devil, his face twisted with wry charm. Their hands meet in the exchange of an artifact. The Astral Prism.
There is nothing further I can do for you right now. Consider using my gift.
It's part of what can make a Tavern Brawler monk eventually have their flurry of blows equivalent to casting Disintegrate. Well, I mean, if you punch somebody enough times, you can probably turn them to dust, yes. Or at least into a fine red mist.
Might be useful.
I want to see if I can go to that area I didn't visit before. It says too high, but that doesn't necessarily rule us out.
do, thanks.
Or at least it may not rule her out. No, it doesn't. There's still a Gith up here. No. Well, yes, but dead.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I wonder why they're dead. Do they like automatically die as a result of the end of this fight? Because I don't see how the intellect devourers would have succeeded in a mutual killing. But that Gith was alive, and we could have fought them if we had jumped up here before. But I was being urged on by somebody who mistakenly thought the game was going to end if I didn't rush. Shouldn't have listened, but I did. And hey, there's a... Why did jumping over here give her a talkie? Well, it's gone now. I'm a little sad about that. And there was some other stuff over there. Hang on a sec. Hmm? Karlak gets a scroll, that's a new one. I imagine they don't do this because of combat considerations, but it would be cool if the lead character had a like a regroup button that would... What are you doing? Why did you walk through the fire? That was fucking dumb. Please don't walk through the fire.
I've got a long road ahead. Very well.
It is fun watching everybody jump together, except for Chihiro, who was lagging behind. I think it's everything. What's a divine bone shard exactly? It's an alchemy thing. Pick it up.
Wish I had a bag of holding. Something good here.
He doesn't want to talk. Well, I mean, he does, but he doesn't have much to say. The controlled character has dumb pathing when it comes to fire, but everyone else has decent. Right, so here's my question. Can we doom the world, or well, can we doom ourselves by fucking with Orpheus?
The orb hums with cerebral magic, permeable, impenetrable. Within
The rock resists all
Yankee
attempts
Prince
to
is as
shatter it.
silent as a corpse, but for the murmur of his powers being
The rock
siphoned
resists
away.
all attempts to shatter it.
Even a Karlak whack?
Ought to do it. The rock resists all attempts to shatter it.
My word. I find it interesting that the returning pipe works when the throw doesn't enter you into combat. Like, it works in combat and it works out of combat, it just doesn't work at the transition point. If you throw the pike out of combat and are in combat after it hits, you don't get it back. Unless they fixed it. Maybe they fixed it.
On my way.
But certainly it didn't work before. Yeah, I think we're done, because nobody wants to talk here.
No time for chat just now.
No time for chat. Let's go back to the material world. You know that we are living in the material world. And we go straight back to our camp area, interestingly. 2 new journal updates. We've received the mysterious artifact. Well, good, I wouldn't want to lose it. I'll look at it, actually.
Such a curious artifact. So small and seemingly harmless, and yet it contains so much.
I can't fuck with it anymore. So it goes. Free Orpheus. Kithrak Voss planned to meet someone. Do we know that? Sharessa's Caress. Surprisingly, we should talk to Lae'zel. Interesting that freeing him is part of our personal list. Is there a make UI go away button? It is the gypsy girl, the witch who sent this flame.
What's inside?
Who knows?
So your mysterious artifact, tamer of parasites, is only another parasite itself. How do you feel? Knowing the cost of keeping your transformation at bay.
Well, not fantastic. The Emperor was an adventurer like us. Protector of the city. I know the artifact's true nature. That's good. It is, in a sense, relieving to work with knowledge, even unpleasant knowledge, compared to the anxiety of knowing that something is happening, but not what.
I suppose there is something to that. Illithids are monstrous creatures. But in the end, they are only that. Creatures. And if it can, a parasite will keep its host fat, happy, and safe. Until it is finished feeding, at least. Am I comforting you? I am not comforting myself. Use the Emperor as it would use you. Or discard it. My days of doubting you are done. Ask it.
Interesting that we can just go back.
Let's have a look.
Halsin isn't there anymore. I think we're still in that half-rest space where the party members that aren't active are no longer with us. So Jaheira is here because she's with us. Karlak and Astarion will be the same. But the others won't until I go back to sleep. Which is fine. But we'll talk to the two we can talk to now. Why is there a basket of cabbages here, and why does it... Why does it have parentheses? Well, not parentheses, but the straight ones. Wonder what's in here. A cabbage. Shouldn't be shocked.
Hey, you.
You lit up. What the fuck? The Emperor has offered us a special tadpole. We'll become partial mind flayers, but we'll get great powers in return.
Special tadpole? Bit of a contradiction in terms, don't you think? I don't even want a regular one. You're talking about turning into what? A half squid? Not surprised you haven't tried it yourself yet.
Well, I mean... Yes, I've been eating a lot of worms, but they haven't had any visual effect on me, so I've been okay with that.
Thank the gods.
That's not what she actually said that to, but... Astarion, do you feel a bit more positive about eating the magic worm? Why am I so... Am I encumbered? Why am I encumbered? What did I pick up? It was a fucking artifact. Well, that can go to camp. Let's open that one. The DC for convincing people is higher if you haven't done it. We've also got this mind. Did I not? Oh, I did. That was the one that was like a kid. It was creepy. But that should go to camp as well, because that's £5. Yeah, now I can run.
So, we owe our lack of tentacles to one of the very creatures that kidnapped us. And now it's offering us power, if we're willing to... evolve.
You don't sound as thrilled about it as I thought you'd be.
We both know what it is capable of, but I'm not touching it.
Oh! Unlike you.
That was before I knew the cost. Before I knew it meant transforming into some grotesque beast.
Holy shit, you're exactly like me.
I remember how it hurt when I turned into a vampire. My body writhed and warped while I was utterly helpless. The grip of death owned my heart as it beat its last. I don't want to turn into anything else. I can't do that again. I can't watch my body be taken over.
All right.
I had nothing for so long. Nothing. Not even my own body. I will not give it up. Now it's mine again.
Yeah. Yeah.
My favorite trap.
As I say, I don't think we're really going to... We'll see if Minthara takes it, because everybody else has been like, nah. We'll talk to everyone about it and see, but, like... I don't think I will, because I don't want a visual change on my character. I also don't know what effect it will have on the ending, so... But anyway, Nightly R. Yes, Minthara is a good guinea pig if she takes it, but I'm not going to push her either. Just because she's token evil teammate doesn't mean she gets no respect. Now, what was weird is that, yeah, Karlak had a thing on her head. Before. Very temporarily, in the astral plane, while I was opening a chest with her, and then it went away.
God, Shadowheart looks like a stack of gold.
What?
Never thought I could get so excited about someone's forehead, but here we are.
What? Talk to Shadowheart now. Okay.
So, there's been a mind flayer inside the artifact, or astral prism, the whole time we've had it. Sounds like utter madness, even though I've seen it with my own eyes. The
So
more
there
I
has
learn,
been.
the less I understand just why I was sent to retrieve that thing. But it matters little now. I do not serve Shah anymore,
No.
nor the Mother Superior. The prism is no longer my mission. Saving my parents is. But I digress. Did you want something?
I think that special tadpole the Emperor offered will increase our chances of success. That sounds too ahead of it, you know? I'll say it. I want to say it with everybody. I want to, like, have the conversation, but I feel like we should have a more neutral way of bringing it up.
I haven't even dared to use the more benign forms of illithid powers. Do you really think I'm eager to jump to the next step?
No.
You know what that offer truly entails, don't you? Become half a mind flayer, lose half of yourself. I don't want that.
Sure. I wasn't really planning on convincing you anyway. That it?
Be honest. What do you think of the new look?
Help me out here. What's changed? I think it's a different hairstyle. I don't think she had that thing on her head before. If it helps you put the past behind you, I'm all for. Well, just tell her you love it, obviously. Don't be an asshole. I somehow knew that Gav's inability to know. Well, I mean, why am I going to notice that her hairstyle's changed? Wait, she used to have black hair. Hang on. Oh. Oh, there are two Shadowhearts, aren't there? Huh. Yeah, those are quite different when put next to each other in a Google image. Right, no, she had a thing on front of her head, and now she has a thing on the back of her head. But also the color is the opposite. Okay, fair, okay. Note how her eyebrows remain black. Right, so it is dye. And she didn't dye her eyebrows. Why do people not dye brows? She's copying Isabel. That's interesting, isn't it? Now that you point that out. Yeah. This actually came up in another channel yesterday, and it sounded like keeping eyebrows consistently dyed is a pain because they grow out faster. I don't know. Hair is... my childhood was a constant run of regular haircuts for two reasons. Number one being that my mother set them up, and the other being that even if she hadn't wanted that to happen, schools require it. They you know, if your hair is too long, you have to put it in a ponytail, and there weren't many high school aged boys who were willing to do that. There were some, but certainly in the 2000s, you got shit for it. The turnaround as soon as I got out of high school, it was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna let this shit grow and see what happens, was quite funny. So it's very long now, but I don't really do anything with it, so I wouldn't know. Certainly if I dyed this, it would be a horrible process, because there's so fucking much of it. Dripping dye into your eyeballs. That sounds bad, yes. People don't dye their eyeballs. People can wear contact lenses, but that's a far less invasive process. But yeah, no, we say I love it. Here's my question. Now that Grefter has wrote the phrase, "Is this not a bit?" Here's my question. If I told you that I knew it was a hair color change, but decided to lean into it for funny, would you believe me, or would you think I was trying to save face for not noticing the color change? It's a philosophical question for you. Because there's a level of damned if I do, damned if I don't. Would you believe me? Would you think I was lying now, or would you think I was lying earlier? I am openly just going to let you all make your own decision on that. But yes, the correct thing to do when someone asks, what do you think of the new look, and has a look like that on their face, is to be supportive, because it doesn't matter what your personal taste is, somebody makes a change for themselves. And so the honest answer can and should be, hey, that's great, I'm happy for you. Even if... regardless of whether you think they look better or not. Personally, I think that the fact that I've given her Ketheric Thorm armor and that she looks like Isabel makes it a little bit confusing. But you were unsure whether it was a bit, but I seemed convincingly oblivious as time went on. That's terrifying, isn't it? Okay. The fact is, I have seen a picture of Shadowheart looking like this before, and so it did not register to me that that was what had happened. I've seen Shadowheart with black hair, and I've seen Shadowheart with white hair, because people just post photos of this fucking game everywhere, right? And I would be lying if I said I noticed it and was like, ooh, she must change her hair at some point throughout the game. But it didn't strike me as a big change because I've seen her looking like that before, and so it was not straight away that I noticed that was actually a moment. But once she said, what do you think of the new look? Because they did when she was talking about Mind Flayers, I wasn't thinking about it. When she said, what do you think of the new look? I was like, oh, okay, this is that other Shadowheart. And then I was like, it would be funny if I pretended not to notice the hair was suddenly white. So that's how much of a bit it was and how much of a bit it wasn't, for those of you playing at home. Guambush doesn't believe me. Okay. Totally safe face. You're actually too genuine. But yeah, there's a difference between 1 and 2 here. If it helps you put the past behind you, I'm all for it. Versus just, I love it. I think 1 talks about why she's done it. But you don't need to say that. She did say that she needed to do something and I would see for myself. That makes sense.
Well, I'm glad someone does. Perhaps I'll get used to it. I have a lot to get used to right now.
Not a big conversation in the end. But Karlak, that's what she was reacting to, I suppose. Something about being... What did she say? Something about someone's forehead. Now that's interesting. We can bring up the tadpole again. I guess that's...
Fine. What's on your mind?
I couldn't do that with Karlak, could I? Maybe I can. They seemed like final conversations.
Hey, you.
We can. What is this? It's been a while since we connected like we once did. That's a weird thing to say to your girlfriend. I'm gonna save, but I'm gonna ask that.
Yeah. I had the same thought. So much has happened between then and now. Maybe we just got a little caught up in it all. But I'm not going anywhere.
Good.
I've got plans for the future, you know. And they involve you.
Okay, that's good. So I'm guessing she stays the black hair look if you keep her all Sharon. Although the game must be very different if you keep her all Sharon, because you won't have Aelin around with Isabel, I don't think. Confused. Didn't we spend like 2 weeks after the patch making out? I mean, we've been connecting in that way, sure, but maybe she just refers to the fact that we haven't had like deep conversations since the Dammon stuff, right? Like, we've been so focused on Ketheric and Moonrise and everything that like there hasn't been dialogue development of the relationship, just many smooch.
Hey.
Like this one.
Always.
Now, if Karlak had changed her hair, I also probably wouldn't notice.
Thank you.
Hope you're keeping well, friend.
I almost wish Scratch had just a little bit, like as the game goes on, just a little bit to say here and there. Like a little comment on Moonrise maybe, or like not necessarily on Moonrise itself, but you know, like what if, wouldn't it be cool if Scratch and the Owlbear Cub were to say something like, "We're glad to get out of that dark scary place that you had us in for so long"? That'd be cool. Do these two have anything to say? Probably not. The side camp follower people tend not to, but maybe they'll have something to say about the big portal to the astral plane that opened up in camp overnight. Yeah?
Looking forward to a bit of
Fuck no.
Looking forward to a bit of rest.
So the
if I'm
hairstyle
honest.
is different, but
It's been a long...
with that armor they do look very similar.
Be gone, friend. I have a darling to adore.
I think we all went through all of this, didn't we?
I am free. You must face them.
Pray, ask, and I will tell.
Yeah. Would your mother be willing to help us? Well, she's already helping you. She sent me! If you were anyone else, Aelin, I would doubt that. But because you're you, it kind of works. Withers, what are you doing in this barn? Everybody else is outside and you picked the barn. Is it because we found you in a crypt? Yeah, just this once I'd like to see Withers at like a boozer. Like, just... fate spins along as you should. I can make the hirelings dance, look!
Oh, we have a new look for a new Shadowheart.
Allegedly.
Nice as it is, she still doesn't have the best hair in the camp.
Thank you.
There's no more radiant sight than that of someone who's learned to love themselves anew.
Spoken like a true
Shadowed in
wanker.
name, but no longer in spirit. It suits her.
Do you want to turn into half a squid?
I can only imagine what I could do were I to adopt the biology of a mind flayer.
Dude.
You've not taken this power for yourself. So I can only wonder, why offer it to me?
Man, that is the Gale line, isn't it? I offer you the chance at a truly unique power, one that no other could wield as you would, Gale. Slurp, slurp, slurp the bugs. Indeed. Gale is extremely easy to convince if you've already slurped the worm juice. Yeah, that's the thing, like... So, if I were to try to persuade anybody right now, the check would be harder because I haven't done it. But if I've done it and they've seen that I've survived it, then the difficulty lowers. But I assume that the difficulties, and of course I don't want to check this because I don't actually want to convince any of them to do it. But, at least not yet. But I assume the difficulties vary from person to person. Like, Astarion, surprisingly enough, is going to be a hardliner against it now. Whereas Gale, it must be a little baby check. You haven't seen the actual DCs for conversation rolls particularly well surfaced in a big chunk of data. Help me unpack that sentence. I mean, you can see the difficulty check as you choose the thingy, but... Do you mean like nobody's put together a list that someone can look at? People have to go and do each manual check.
We cannot allow Gale to go through with Elminster's ludicrous plan. Destroying the Absolute before we fully understand it would be madness.
So that's her bugged line, right?
You wish to consult me?
How do you feel about the special tat if she fucking just says, give it to me? We'll become partial mind flayers, but we'll get great powers in return.
We will need every advantage to survive the battles that are to come. And my illithid parasite has already shown its worth. If this superior tadpole is capable of unlocking my mind's full potential, it is a tempting proposition. I am surprised you have not drawn on its power yourself.
Well, I needed a guinea pig. There's no roll, just do it. And to be clear, this isn't a one-time deal, right? You can use this on everybody if you convince them all, and yourself.
I will be unstoppable.
Alright, what's she gonna look like? Did she use it?
You wish to consult me?
She looks fine. Did she use it? Or do I need to get her into the party?
You wish to consult me? There's no space for me. I suggest you make one.
Oh, there's always going to be space for you. Take Astarion's place.
A paragon of wisdom.
I would have thought you'd prefer Renegade Mint. Alright, where is this thing? Astral Touch Tadpole. Use...
Yes.
Did we end up giving her any? I don't think we did. She's got a couple, but I think those are her, like, defaults. Still, we don't need to actually give her the powers. We just need to give her the ability. Let's see how this happens. Use Minthara.
Life pulses from within. The parasite's thoughts whisper at the edge of your mind. It wants to share itself with you. It wants to be let in.
Go on. Don't be afraid. It only wants to help you evolve.
Why can she use my detect thoughts? Can I talk to her for her voice-acted version of it?
As you
All's well that ends. Well, not as
You
bad
wish
as
to
it could have.
consult me?
No.
Our enemies are everywhere.
That's a shame.
life pulses. It wants to share it.
Go on. Don't be afraid.
Open your mind to it, eat it,
It only wants
drop
to
it on the
help
ground.
evolve.
I think we already did this with me, so oh yeah, open your mind to it.
A coldness seeps through your veins as the tadpole awakens. Its yearning almost unbearable. Your mind is a veritable feast. The tadpole's essence courses through you. Where it touches, your flesh, glands, organs contract
Oh.
and flood with pure thought. You feel different. Your body has never felt more connected.
Oh god, she's a Sith.
Your mind present in every flex of a joint or muscle.
Perhaps, once the others see what you can do,
Nope!
they will consider trying it for themselves.
Not happening! You embrace Ceramorphosis and become half Illithid. You can now unlock even more powerful psionics. Unfortunately, you don't have any cosmetic spells available to you. Well, now she looks alright there. How actually bad is it? Because she doesn't seem to have changed much.
No time to rest.
Awaiting orders.
She changed horribly in the cutscene. But if you choose to eat it, the Emperor what the fucks at you? What? I assume it doesn't work, because then it would disappear if we fucking ate it. It's a telepath thing, right? Anyway, let's take a look at what she has. She has 5 available? That's weird. Oh, it refunded hers, so now I could use them. That's actually kind of clever. Minthara, partial Illithid.
What now?
So yeah, you get these 5 for free, and now you've unlocked these. Let's read them. Let's see what they do. Start to end. Displacer Beast. Turn yourself into a displacer. So it's basically Wild Shape, but as a Displacer Beast. Invade a target's mind and disrupt its defenses. The armor class is reduced to 1. Int save. 5 turns. Expertise in all of the charisma checks. When an enemy within 18 meters targets you with the spell of a level that is lower than or equal to your proficiency bonus, you can use your reaction to nullify it. Sorry, what proficiency bonus? What My god. He says he was gonna... Does eating it prevent you from... Oh, right. Of course, if you eat it, you can't use it. No, don't eat it then. Create a point of intense gravity that pulls everybody... Oh, so, yeah, we know how that shit works and other things. Fly. Did she have that for free? It looks like it's been taken. Look at it. But she doesn't have this. Why does she have that? Mind Blast. It's a big hit. Cone. Mind Sanctuary. Does that allow you to do bonus actions in the form of actions? Ooh. Free cast. For one action, you get to do whatever you like and not pay the toll. It's basically just a free spell slot of the highest level. Absorb intellect. Eat someone's brain, lowering their intelligence by 1 per turn and healing your wounds for 5 turns. Yeah.
Still alive. So that's progress.
What do you look like now?
You wish to consult me?
Oh, no, that's pretty bad. Yeah, nah. Look, nah. Look, nah. Look, nah. I can't do that to her. I can't do that to her. I don't care how strong I'll be. She's strong enough for the both of us. I can't do that for her. Who? Okay. Let's think about this. If I was dating Astarion, I think I'd be willing to do it, because even though he doesn't want to do it, I don't think he would judge me for doing it or really care if I looked like that. Then again, he is a bit aesthetic obsessed, but I think that's more for himself than for other people. Gale? I'd probably do it. Gale understands. Minthara, certainly. Karlak? Nah, wouldn't do that for her. Wouldn't do that to her. Lae'zel, I don't know, because we haven't spoken to her yet. See what she thinks. Will probably not. Shadowheart, I guess it depends on what flavor of Shadowheart you have at this stage of the game. I'm not talking about giving her the tadpole. I'm talking about would I give it to myself while dating them. It's like, would you do this to yourself while dating this person, or would you be like, nah, I couldn't do that to you? And the answer is nah, I couldn't do that to her. I don't care how good the powers are. But I like that Minthara got fly for free. That's cool. Yeah, Lae'zel's probably not keen. No, that's true. Did she? I didn't see it. But it looked like it was trained. There it is. Not sure why she got fly of all things.
Let's move. Don't waste a step.
Hey, you.
Yeah. Can we talk to her about it now? I don't think so.
You wish to consult me?
I also note that true soul of the Absolute is in... Like, she has that title even as a companion. Plan on using her, unlock her hotbar. Oh, you can move these things? Ah. For some reason I can't roll it. Like... I can't even reach fly. Yeah, I know you could do the row thing, which I probably should have done before. Oh, that's me.
At your command.
Guess Dip can be over there.
No one back home will ever believe this.
I had no idea you could mess with this. Have her fly around camp. Yeah, okay, this is pretty good. Anyway, we'll swap back to Astarion. I think we'd said that was who we wanted in our main team right now.
Perhaps if you lost in that case.
So, we could finish out the rest of these. Because we have 5 tadpoles, and I don't think I'm going to unlock the next ring for myself. I could see what it does to me. I could save, eat it. Well, not eat it. Well, I could eat it. Let's talk to everybody else first. But then when we finish. That's true, we can give tadpoles to Astarion or even Minthara.
Hey, you.
Yeah, nothing more from you. Okay. But, like, I could. Who else is over here? Stop it. That's why I lower this, is because it gets in the way. There's them over there. I don't think there's anybody else, is there? Yeah, Astarion, Minthara. Okay. Everybody else is further up.
Almost pleasant traveling with company, if you ignore all the less pleasant aspects.
Interesting line.
I wasn't expecting it, but I'm glad to have some company on this journey.
What do you mean you weren't expecting it? We've been traveling since Act... What? Are you broken?
All's well, I hope. Aside from the All's well, I hope. Aside from the obvious.
I was gonna ask the same of you. Anyway, Lae'zel wants to talk for some reason. Let's talk to Will first. He's easier.
Love Shadowheart's new look. Softer, less severe. It suits her.
You should invite her for a dance. So anyway, how do you feel about making a pact with an evil creature?
Yes, and at a great cost. Partial ceremorphosis.
I don't think it would. I don't think it would hurt your face as much.
Sacrifice. Not now. Not ever.
Like legit, I think with the whole the horns, the eye, the scars, I honestly think that the transformation would not impact his face as much as it would impact Shadowheart's, for example. Like Shadowheart would look fucking awful with it. No offense.
Thank you.
Where is Halson? Oh no, he's there now. Okay, yeah, good. Right, no, he wasn't there before because Jaheira was like it was the wrong time of night. Anyway, anything else from you if I click on you at random?
Well met.
Nope. Lae'zel, let's talk about Orphe.
Your parasite communes with Lae'zel's. Her heart races as she learns of the events inside the astral prism.
Orpheus, Gith's only son. He lives. It is not the Geich visitor that Vlaakith would destroy and Voss would set free. It is Orpheus, the blood of the mother, the prince of the comet.
Who is he exactly?
Listen close. The Emperor spoke only in half-truths. For you to know the tale of Orpheus, you must know the tale of Gith and of Vlaakith. Long ago, when we rose up against our Geich slavers, Mother Gith made for the Hells to secure an alliance with the Archdevil Tiamat. Tiamat gifted the Githyanki our red dragons. Gith remained in the Hells, and Tiamat's envoy proclaimed Vlaakith our ruler. The first Vlaakith of many.
It is Vlaakith 157 whom my people now call Queen.
That's a lot of Vlaakiths.
Yes. Our current queen has claimed undeath and reigned for 1,000 years. But it was the first whom Orpheus tried to slay. Orpheus is Gith's only son. He led his mother's own honor guard in a coup against Vlaakith I. It was Kithrak Voss himself who slayed the prince in vicious battle. Or so the Varshas teach us. Yet the Prince of the Comet's been with us, subdued by that repugnant illithid.
Been with us? I'll summon him, we'll talk about that.
He would tear Vlaakith's empire to pieces and build new glory from the scraps.
So hang on, are these 157 Vlaakiths actually different women, or is it just one horrible, ungodly woman who's pretending to occasionally rejuvenate? But then they said the current one was the one that's been there for 1,000 years and claimed immortality. So previously there were 156 mortal Vlaakiths. God, I don't know. Then Voss was right. Orpheus is the seed of Vlaakith's demise.
The seed and the sower. Every word Voss spoke, he spoke true. Orpheus is the living proof of the Queen's lies, and the living weapon that conquered our Geich slavers. One word from his lips, and the people would doubt. 2 words, and they would rage. 3 words, and they would bow to the true heir. If the Githyanki are to be free, the Prince of the Comet must lead the way.
Can we talk about Orphe?
What about him?
Why was he called the Prince of the Comet?
The historical slates describe Orpheus as a fearsome, terrible creature, powerful beyond measure, and enthralled by the Geich. So mad with power, he'd smash through the Githyanki Empire and deliver the shards to his illithid masters. And glowing with such psionic force that he and his red dragon blazed a trail through the skies. A lethal comet careening towards my people. Lies, of course. Vlaakith spread a false image of Orpheus as monstrous betrayer, and her knights as the butchers who sliced him through. She was right to fear him, I'll grant her that. So great is the comet, it could shatter her reign.
Why did Vlaakith keep Orpheus alive?
The Emperor may be loathsome, but it's right. Orpheus can disrupt a Geich hive mind. A talent like that makes the Prince a powerful shield and a powerful weapon. Why destroy a weapon like that, when you can contain it in a relic and keep it for yourself?
What kind of man has the power to disrupt a gay hive mind? Why would Vlaakith want Orpheus dead now if he's so valuable alive?
A weapon is only an asset for as long as it isn't pointed at you.
True.
The means of Vlaakith's own end has been ripped away from her. Better to have Orpheus killed than to risk his escape. Better to risk the rise of illithids than let the Prince of the Comet deny her the godhood she craves.
Who were those hostile Githyanki in the prison?
Orpheus's honor guard, loyal to the end. Trapped by Vlaakith in the same prism holding their noble prince, fruitlessly hacking at the sphere that contains him. They see us as Geich, tadpoled husks in the Emperor's thrall. I regret their deaths, but I pledge to live as they perished, in the service of Gith's son.
So they're still alive because... well, they're not still alive because we killed them, but, like, they were still alive because they were in the prison. Because, like, 150 generations of queens went by since this happened, and yet Orpheus and all of his men are still going. On to other matters.
Very well.
Would you like to become part Mind Flayer?
It also promises to break us beyond repair. This ossified parasite does not make us more, but less. There will be ice where once there was fire, There will be a void where our souls once resided.
So that'd be a no?
I know. And I won't.
She wants to meet Voss. She wants to meet Voss. It's true, Withers says that Mind Flayers do not have souls. He wasn't being ambiguous about it at all. He asked us, and he's in that sense of, do you think they do? And we said, maybe. And he was like, nope, they don't. Literally, they don't. It takes it away.
I was concerned when I saw Shadowheart creeping about with a blade in the dead of night, but it was just to cut her hair, it seems. It suits her.
I should check Lae'zel's Shadowheart comment, actually.
Oakfather preserve you.
Shadowheart walks a little freer of the shadows. She could shave her skull and paint it purple. It would still suit her.
What a strange image you've conjured. What kind of person would dress themselves like that, Jaira? Old friend, maybe.
Well, are we ready for the road once more?
Yes. I suppose she is in full plate. I don't know about packing steel.
Something is different about Shadowheart. New facial creases, perhaps. A fresh battle scar I hadn't noticed. Bah, it eludes me.
You and me both.
I'm listening.
You're listening, but you sure ain't watching, are you? Okay, should we eat the tadpole? Okay, we'll not eat it, but... Shall we save and take a look at how we look? And then fully decide. But I bet you I'm going to be like, nah, I can't live with this. I bet you I'm going to be like, nah, I can't live with this. At least not in this playthrough, not as a bard. Shadowheart Lae'zel is a common fan pairing. Yeah. I imagine Will and Karlach get that as well. Because of their connection. What does that leave? Astarion and Gale? Do people do that? Alright, my love. Watch as I become part tentacly. Again, we are probably not going to keep this. We're probably going to reload. I gave it to Minthara. Hang on a minute. Go down. There you go. Not interested there, Demon Dragon.
Life pulses from what it wants to share it.
Go on. Don't be afraid. It only wants to help you.
Tell you what, since I'm pretty sure I'm going to reload, I'm going to eat it because I want to see the scene.
What are you?
The tadpole's essence courses through you. Where it touches, your flesh, glands, organs contract and flood with pure thought.
Oh, I hate it.
You feel different. Your body has never felt more connected. Your mind present in every flex of a joint or muscle.
I suppose if it works. But if you had opened your mind to
It ate my eyes!
consuming it, your allies could have taken advantage of its power as well.
What I want to do... Yeah, there we are. Oh, we're still sort of purple. If I take the hat away... Yeah. We're not going to keep this because I don't like what it's done to the eyes.
Don't burn yourself.
Watch your back.
What I do want to do is see if people have reaction comments, because that's interesting.
What's on your mind?
You don't mind? Are you happy with your half-illithid boyfriend?
If you're happy, I'm happy. Are you happy?
I think so.
I think so too. I've never met anyone like you. And I doubt I ever will again. I was hoping you'd say that.
Really? Because I wouldn't kiss this. Like, if it was an injury, sure, but it's self-inflicted. It's not so much how it looks as it is what it represents. I certainly wouldn't look that happy doing it.
Swoon.
Right.
Have to keep going.
Okay, well, if no one's going to react, then I'm just going to reload, but we'll double check.
Hello, my dear.
Yeah, notably, I cannot... Yeah, this is interesting. Some of them, the option to convince them is gone now. Others, the option remains even if you back away the first time. Astarion, you only get one shot, it looks like, but Gale, you get multiple.
What's on your mind? I can only imagine what... Certainly doesn't seem to have done you any harm. Or rather, you've not yet done me any harm. Still, there are undoubtedly risks to such a transformation. How can I help?
Yeah, that's cool. There are people who are so set against it that they won't entertain the topic twice, but there are people who can be brought around and... It's amusing that I have the ability to convince them when I don't have the tadpole anymore. That's true, I ate the fucker! Alas.
I'm listening. It also... Do you not feel the cold where once there was heat? The void where your soul once resided?
Roll again. Better.
I can feel them. The might, the vigor, the possibilities. The Elder Brain could be the harbinger of the grand design and the doom of the Githyanki. The end time of the 16 planes will be upon us, and the Astral would be the first to fall. Very well. I will accept what this damnable Gayrock has to offer. Yisk Githkar Tafki Crashet.
Lae'zel accepts the gay rock. Is Minthara still up there where I put her? No. Yes? No. But yeah, at the end of the day, I don't like the look, so we're gonna we're gonna humble ourselves. I have no idea. I have no doubt I'll play a version of this game in which we take them all, though. One day, maybe not on stream, but one day.
You wish to consult me?
She can keep it, though. I'm letting her keep it. I'm giving her that face and letting her stick with it. I think that's correct. And yeah, we can use our tadpoles on other people. I don't think we actually have that many people who are willing, but... Cull the Weak is nice for others to have. Does Astarion have Cull the Weak? That's the one that I think I've seen most use from. No, I didn't.
Don't be shy.
I never convinced Karlak, remember?
What now?
And of course, Jaheira can't have them. Yeah, I'm gonna push for Cull the Weak.
Can't give up now.
As for me, I can always finish these. I don't really want these 3, but I do like the idea of getting the full set. With there being so many tadpoles in the next one. Let's just grab 2 out of 3 and we can give Astarion or Minthara more later. Obviously, Minthara is going to get the best set, but... we'll probably be using her less.
What to do? At the ready.
I think that's everybody. I think we leave now. I don't actually know where we're leaving to, because we're in a transitory period. But I've talked to everybody, I've done everything. I've walked back my horrible transformation and have returned to my lovely face, unblemished. Yes, bringing Minthara along for Oren would make good sense. It depends on whether there's other people fighting for the spot, which might happen. I'll be playing it by ear as I go. As we approach each individual thing, if somebody says, oh, this person would be good here... the thing is, we have 1 slot, because Karlak has to be with me, because she's... not only she's a linchpin of the combat team, but also she's the one that my character... like roleplay wise, my character would go everywhere with her. It's just what we're doing in this run. And Jaheira... I want to hear every Jaheira line I can hear at my first run through. I have to. So these 2 are just going to be there, no matter what. If there's a situation in which I really, really want to have 2 people, I do not know who I'll do it. I think I will just have to be like, sorry, we just get 1. Just the way it's gonna be. The city awaits. Leave Act 2. Baldur's Gate is just over the horizon. Is one of those 3 people Jaheira? Is that why you specify Karlak?
We must find where Gortash and Orin have established themselves, and take their nether stones.
So you've given up on that fake voice now, we're just listening to... I assume that the male Dream Visitor voice actor is different from the Emperor voice actor too. Where are we? We don't have any waypoints anymore.
Time to press ahead.
I assume we well and truly cannot go anywhere we've been. We're in a brand new spot. Which is interesting, because, like, yeah, we were always able to go back to Act 1. But now it's a solid break-off.
Always room for more.
Must be weird. Like, the first time through it makes sense, because it gives you a sense of this character being connected to you, right? But, like, in every future playthrough, when the game tells you, hey, customize your Dream Guardian, you must just be like, ugh, do I have to? It's a skin suit for a tentacle monster, I don't give a fuck. Who are these? Fist Patrick. No, thanks. Appreciate the offer, but I'm sure he'll find somebody else to do that for him.
That's curious.
Is this the city? No, it can't be. Maybe it is. Holy shit. There's so many fucking people. Oh, this is gonna be... It's gonna be dense. It's gonna be dense. This will take several streams. We're gonna go slowly. Not all those people are real? What, in the Hitman sense or in the illusory sense?
That's why we need to walk just a little more.
Yenna Grub. Is that a dog? Nope, that is a cat. The profile picture looks very different from the real model.
You'll have anything you want for supper. All the treats your tummy can handle.
I'm never allowed sweet things right before bed.
This one time, we'll make an exception. As long as you stop sulking and start walking right now.
Oh, you're talking quite a bit over here, aren't you?
There is so much wrong with that name.
I say citizen, you can't talk to citizen. Or refugee. Absolutely overwhelming option paralysis when you were struggling with brain times. Yes. That's fine. Hello, Yenna? Talking to me.
Excuse me. I can't find my mum.
That's your problem, kid. Get lost. What a thing to say in front of Karlak and Jaheira. When did you last see her?
She was sick. She had spots on her face and hands. She went to go get some herbs, and she was supposed to come back the same day. That was last 10 day, though.
It sounds like your mum is probably dead. As a cleric, we can direct you to the nearest temple. Let's give her some food first. Astarion approves? What?
Wow. Thanks. My mum would like this. She's the best cook in the world. And she taught me too. I'll look for her. I think she'll probably come soon. Thanks a lot.
Is that it? But... Okay, bye Yenna, bye Grub. Can we talk to Grub later? That'd be cool. Grub might have a better idea what's going on than Yenna does. Even Minthara approves of not beating down the poor orphan. Well. I think the thing that's overwhelming me a little is because I like listening to ambient conversations. But I can't. This is like Hitman, where I sort of stopped doing it because there's just too much.
What are you calling this new business?
No, but you'll be in a big, cozy bed soon enough.
So this is the Baragesian family. Phil, Nona, and Charl. Good news, it seems like the moving citizens aren't a problem. Like, they're the ones you can't talk to.
As long as you stop sulking and start...
Welcome to Rivington. South, Coast Way. North, Worms Crossing. Welcome to Rivington.
This isn't Baldur's
South,
Gate!
Coast
This is fucking
Way.
Rivington!
North,
Oh,
Worms
Jesus.
Crossing.
Well, I mean, that makes sense because we're just walking out of the countryside. This can't be the city. But bugger me. It's gonna get worse. In a good way. It's a good thing, but... Oh boy. Alright, Charl, let's talk.
Do you know where we're going? What kind of inn is it? Will there be feather beds?
Sorry, I guess they didn't teach you about stranger danger.
Nearly there now. Can't talk. I'm sorry. The little one needs all of my attention.
That is quite the mustache.
We told our son that this is a holiday to spare him the truth. We don't have homes to go back to.
When I was a kid,
Nearly there now.
my grandparents went on a holiday, and their dog stayed with us, and that happened tons of times. 3, 4, 5 times. Stayed with us, stayed with our dog. And unfortunately, one of those times, their dog passed away while staying with us, which... terrible thing to have to tell the vacationers, sorry, we... Cujo isn't going to be there when you get back. Yes, they named him Cujo. No, I don't know why, but when I was that young, I didn't understand the significance. I was told the dog ran away.
Let's go inside.
Don't lie like that. I think I was more upset by the idea that the dog was out there. And nobody was looking for him. Than I would have been by the news of what had happened. Anyway, for no reason at all, I'm reminded of that.
I know, little one, but
well, I found out when I was 11 because my mother was having a chat with another parent while walking, I believe, to the car when I was leaving primary school. And she talked about it was a heat wave because the dog had died of heat stroke, and she was talking about it. And I'm sitting there, and I apparently this is, and I have no memory of this. I have memory of my mother telling the conversation. I remember my mother telling me what this was like. Apparently, I piped up saying, "I thought he ran away," and she was suddenly very not sure what to do. I don't remember that specific moment, but I do remember being unhappy about it. Anyway, I'm not a huge fan of lying about situations to spare your kids' feelings. I realize there's nuance to it, but I think there's a danger there. It is a disturbingly common thing. Now, what did Demon Dragon say? Before I fully lurk, be careful moving in the southern section, because autopathing likes to take you through forbidden area. Do you mean like trespassing zones? Well, our quest objectives are all up, so my inclination would be to explore the south first. We'll try and be careful then. But I guess the idea is everything here is forbidden, so I should be careful with the fists. Presumably I can walk through this, though.
I should speak up.
Turn back, citizen. No passage in this direction.
Why not?
It's bloodier than a butcher's backyard out there. Piles of dead absolutists, and a few of our own as well. The cultists assaulted the gate, armed to the teeth trying to break in. They nearly had it too, before the Steel Watch intervened.
Steel Watch? Is that some sort of fancy new rank?
A little more than that. You'll see for yourself soon enough if you head to the city.
Nearly there now.
Head to the city, why don't you? There'll be plenty more there to interest you than here, I'm sure.
All in due time. It doesn't seem like we're not allowed in here. The door is not a crime. Taking things from within is, but the door itself, not a crime. It doesn't look pleasant, though, no. Severed pelvis. Well, I'm glad I read that more carefully and registered that the word was, in fact, pelvis. Unless somebody enlisted John Wayne Bobbitt into this army. Hello, Fist Lionel.
No passage this way, I'm afraid. Turn back. It's for your own good. Did you not hear what I said? Turn back. It's not safe.
I snuck up on you in your own guard tower. Shouldn't you be a bit more concerned about that?
No discussions. Head back the way you came.
I will, through your guard tower. Are you sure this is alright?
Did you not hear what I said?
No traps, please.
Whatever. There's a chest there, but let's not steal. Yet. Doesn't seem like there's actually anywhere to go, though. Like, the door can't be opened. This isn't, like, this isn't actually explorable. Look, there's no colour in the map. So this is just... This literally is just scenery. Yeah, well, use your legs, get going.
That's why we need to walk just a little more.
That's what I said. What is happening?
Never felt an earthquake in Baldur's Gate before. What the hell's...
Nearly there now. You can see the city.
And of course he doesn't care. Quite a lot of not real people, yeah. Gleeful Clong. We'll come around to Gleeful Clong a bit later. I'm still largely interested in trying to push south. Someone doesn't give a rat's ass about something. Delightful.
What's that?
Dig, dig, dig. Where is it? There it is. Scroll of Chain Lightning. Oren, when dressed up as Flaming Fist, did mention the earth is shaking. Let's see if there's a bugbear having sex with an ogre in here. Nope, just... Oh, shit! Did everybody fail the survival check? No, I'm the only one who made it. Interesting.
Something over there.
Yeah, we'll dig it up. If this is a pile of ox poo, I'm going to be very annoyed. And not very convinced. Right then, buddy. Let's have a check-in.
My! The fates move in strange and scrumptious ways. I am delighted to see you again. After our little interlude at last light, I was worried you'd gone quite mad.
Oh goody, the ox with murder on its mind.
You proved yourself capable of the truth. Now here's another. I want to get into the city, now. But it's hard to shuffle your way to the front of the queue when you're, well, as big as an ox. But what if I was smaller, more discreet? Maybe then a kind soul might bring me through. Right in their little pocket.
What form will you take?
Ooh. This day has ended so much better than it started. Now, you don't worry about me. I'll be a good, quiet little apple you can tuck into the corner of your pack. Just until we're inside the city walls. Hail Cyric, I can't wait to get inside.
Sorry, what were those two words you said at the start of that sentence? Great! Servant of the Baal Slayer in my fucking pack. That's cool. Smuggle the creature into the city. Keep an eye out for Mizora. Reach Cazador's palace. Oh, these are just basic updates now that we've reached the area. Oh, we're not going to forget to pick him up. The question is, can we eat him? God, I wish that was on this list. Does he keep the doctor away?
We need a place to hide any good stuff we find. How about in those stacks of hay?
You've had worse ideas, Mercon. A lot worse.
Some things are eternal. We seem to have found our friends. No, we've found fists here. Elsa. No, okay, it's just the kids. In fact, just two of them. That decision in the with the goblin camp really is far-reaching, isn't it? Because these guys are just in the rest of the game. It's interesting. Most RPGs will have you move from zone to zone and meet new people in each of them, and of course you do that here. But it's interesting. These tieflings are just on the journey with you. It's well, if you let them live.
If you're here to save me again, I don't really need to be saved right now. Good thing, huh?
Makes a fucking change,
Bye.
yeah.
Oh, hello. I remember you, sort of.
Sort of?
Thanks, I think. Bye.
You think? Right, I'll just march you on back to those harpies then.
All the grown-ups look at me.
Pardon if my eyes are all saucer-like. I didn't realize Baldur's Gate was so big.
Big and dangerous. Watch yourself.
Dangerous? Oh, it's a gold mine. So many pockets to pick. Wait, I know you.
Yes?
You're the reason some of us got here in one piece. Thanks.
What, did the transit make you
you're
guys
in
stupid?
Because we're having a special sale on some of the choice items I picked up on our way here. Fancy stuff. Want to see?
Yeah, alright.
Would I try to fool a sharpie like you?
Yes.
Have a look.
Where's your money? Well. Let's see, what do you got? Ring of Resistance to Ants, Ring of the Lechinus, Ring of Infinite Wishes, Ruby Ring, Tourmaline Ring. It does have actual magic gear. Scabby Pugilist Circlet. Holy Hand Soap. These things we sold to you, I think. Oh, but Corvid token, maybe not. It doesn't seem familiar, at least. But yeah, all this incense and shit we gave him. Spoon of Saltiness. When salting food, the bearer of this shadow-cursed utensil will always add too little or too much, but never the right amount. I think he had these before. Baldur's Gate stone. It's really an actual stone from Baldur's Gate. Maybe don't sell it in Baldur's Gate. I think that sold everybody's wares, did it? Good.
Stay away from trap chests.
Thanks.
We need a place to hide any good stuff we find.
We're in Rivington, aren't we? Thanks for pointing it out.
You've had worse ideas, Mercon. A lot worse.
File a report, and I'm sure the Manic will deal with it.
That's the rat's arse. Fistloken.
Oh, gods. Not another protester. Go talk to Nestor if you must. I've got plenty on my plate with these mewling geese. Talk to Nestor, would you?
If you're lucky. Sayer Grotpole.
Baldurians! Stand with me against this tide that threatens to overwhelm us.
Please just go home. You're ruining a perfectly uneventful posting with this nonsense.
The Flaming Fists are supposed to protect this good city, but they allow trash and vermin to take our homes and goods. Oh. Another visitor, I see. Listen, we keep letting the likes of you in, soon there'll be no room left for any of us true Baldurians.
Baldurian. Your accent's Rivingtonian, that hardly counts. I gotta call him out on it.
Excuse me? I was born inside the city walls, a Baldurian through and through. Wherever you're from, clearly they don't teach manners. You and I have nothing more to say to one another.
Yeah, look, we're looking... It shouldn't be hard to pull up Jaheira, but we are definitely looking for Jaheira approval wherever we can get it. And Astarion approval's a nice bonus.
Any one of them could be a spy.
You see them over there? Refugees? Ha! Naught but a cover. I know what they really are. Dyed-in-the-wool agents of the Absolute. Mark my words.
I'll mark more than your words. Praise the Absolute! You think all of the refugees are hardcore absolutists?
There's probably only a handful of rotten apples among them.
Who told you?
Oh,
metaphorically.
You know what
Okay.
they say about rot? It spreads quickly. Ruins the whole bunch. Be vigilant now. These absolutists could be anywhere.
Between you and me, I don't think there are enough flaming fists here for these refugees.
I agree, there aren't nearly enough folk helping the refugees.
Oh, no. You misunderstand. I mean, anyone could be among these refugees. Us Baldurians can't feel safe with so many of them roaming about without proper supervision.
Let's hope Archduke Gortash can make a difference.
I'd certainly feel a lot safer if they brought a few steel watch down here to keep these refugees in check.
But why are you hanging out over here then?
Be vigilant now. These absolutists.
Thurg Droga.
And I'm sure the Manic will deal with it.
I took you for one of them for a moment. The refugees, that is. You're a recent arrival for sure, still bearing dust from the road. But you have something they lack. Dignity. These wretches have nowhere to call home, nothing to live off but what they carry, and nobody to help them but themselves. And me, of course.
How?
Me? I lighten their load. You'd be shocked by the sort of things they bring with them. Gold and jewels, they can't easily exchange. Heirlooms, rarities, sentimental items. Even cremation urns. Alas, you can't eat grandmother's ashes, nor can you easily trade a golden candelabra for a bowl of soup. That is where I come in. Liquidity. Their heirlooms for my gold.
Cleric of Ogmerline. So you're taking advantage of the desperate.
Your point being?
What do you do with all these goods you're acquiring?
There is an enterprise within the city that I help to support. I know I said I wasn't given to charity, but this place is dear to my heart. I'd tell you more, but they value discretion above all. As do I.
It isn't just about gold for you, is it? There's more to this than you're letting on. I'm pretty sure I just unlocked this man's soul.
You're like a dog with a bone, aren't you? Perhaps you are cannier than I first gave credit to be. I have some very special wares reserved for exclusive clientele, but I think you've earned a peek.
With that roll, I should have earned your entire stock for free. That's it, you're just a merchant.
Just a merchant. At least look at what's on offer before you embarrass yourself.
All right. He's got diluted oil of sharpness, ithbank, malice, poison. But down to the more interesting things. Past the scrolls. Cold snap. Offhand dagger. When a creature misses you with an attack, it must succeed a DC 13 Constitution saving throw or be chilled for 2 turns. For $228.
Someone there?
It would combo with Jaheira pretty well. Dwarven throat. That's a better returning pike. What's excellent is she can keep the pike, right? And now if we accidentally do that thing where we throw it and it breaks and doesn't come back, we can just use the next one. She can use a shield with this one. Ooh. It isn't even a +1 dagger. Hmm. And yeah, the check isn't very good. Hellrider longbow. It's probably better than that. Sethan. Spiritual Great Axe. You can also make someone smaller. Robe of Supreme Defenses. Spellcasting ability modifier to your saving throws. But you have to concentrate on it. Nymph Cloak. Dominate person.
Nature's servant awaits.
I think we'll just go with what we got.
Any one of them could be a spy for the Absolute.
These are too exotic to have been purchased from refugees. Who's your supplier?
Trade secrets.
Enter him.
But I can guarantee you that nothing I have to offer was stolen. It was all given happily and willingly. Every last item.
Nymph Cloak. Ooh. Well, yeah, you shouldn't get the Nymph Cloak. If you got the Nymph Cloak, that means you had the nymph turned into a cloak, and that makes you a douchebag. Right? Or does she give it to you if you help her? You get some hair from her for free. Yeah, okay, that's it. Yeah. I am encumbered again. What did I just pick up? I didn't get anything for myself, did I? I thought I sold all my wares. I thought I gave that to Jaheira. I did.
Such authority.
I don't know why it's on me. Does she not have the dwarf thing either? It gave everything to me. I don't know that I have a shield to give her, though. I mean, there's that.
Wherever we go,
You've got that one.
Hey, good looking.
Dwarven thrower is just a classic item.
Looking ahead.
Okay.
I'm not paid to debate with civilians.
You're paid?
We pay taxes for you to protect us.
Thuldra.
I'm paid.
Don't pay me any mind now. I'm just trying to make sure everyone gets fed.
Good for you.
What's up
Sister
for discussion?
Hegira.
Lord on the rack, give me patience.
Lord on the what?
These protesters keep harassing the refugees. It's horrid. I just hope the Ilmater Temple opens up aid again
course.
soon. We need their help here.
File a report, and I'm sure the Manet will deal with it.
If
I
hear
could if I
speak
wanted
of
to.
Their city and strays one more time, I may need to ask Ilmater's forgiveness.
And I assume that involves flogging yourself.
Breathe deep and move.
So these kids have names, but we can't actually really talk to them. They're just constantly running. I didn't have that much energy when I was a kid. I hated running. Yeah, we don't need any more food. So there's Nesta, the one we're supposed to talk to if we want to actually protest, which we don't. Did we miss anything? No. We've basically gone this way. We didn't go into that little area, but we've gone along here. I want to see if I can read these without getting in trouble. Letter of complaint. Read. To the Flaming Fist duty officer, I assumed that members of the Flaming Fist were assigned to Rivington to maintain law and order among the refugees, but what do I see? Ragged refugees, big as life and twice as odorous, walking Rivington streets as if they owned the place instead of keeping decently out of sight in that refugee camp. I warn you, my great-aunt knows Blaisley, our reporter, personally, and if those refugees aren't rounded up and kept where they belong, the Blaze will hear about it. Seer Grotpol. Refugee arrival record. A record maintained by the Flaming Fists of refugees arriving in Rivington in the last 10 days. The number increases in each of the previous 5 days. Clearly the town outside Worm's Crossing will be unable to accommodate all of them. Some of the names on the list are Zindra Mann, Tinker Nazim, Sendron Vanderhoof, Otterdance Fenton, Gregory Bright, Andler Vosh, Marfa Golwitz, Brilgor, Buckle, Sconner, Lucis Kalista, and many more. The Flaming Fist, tasked by the city's parliament with oversight of the gathering and distribution of donations to the refugees in Rivington, responded with what appears to be a half-hearted attempt to list donations and donors. The list, much amended, possibly to conceal peculation by the Fists, includes the following entities. Alan Alith, 9 worn blankets of indifferent cleanliness. Lord Whitburn, 23 male shoes, mid-size, suitable for urban wear only. Enthal Danthalon, 3 sets of worn travel cookware and utensils. Figaro Pennygoods, 6 muslin pillows stuffed with human/humanoid hair. Claire, Arthur Gregorio, 21 stuffed toy bears, unusually weighty, Nancy Greta, 16 books, all copies of Lord Gortash's very boring memoirs, Astel Sharp, 3 jars of preserved fish, 6 canisters of dried beans, small crate of Rothay jerky, first aid supplies, blankets, cookware. This is a jumble, I'm not sorting through all this. Figaro, what the hell? Yeah. Anyway, we got a fist here and a manip there. We'll talk to them and go deeper into this fist compound after I have a break, because I need to eat some food. Time is ticking by. Please enjoy listening to the Rivington sounds while... Here, I'll plant you in front of the angry man. I'll be back as soon as I can.
I got you.
Karlak just dancing in the street. Hello. So, just quickly, because Guanbush pointed this out to me, not to necessarily spoil it, but to make sure I didn't miss out on stuff, we're going to quickly bring Shadowheart in, because apparently Shadowheart has an encounter with this merchant. We do have another new camp to explore, but I'm going to hold off on... Why are you here? Huh. Okay, I was wondering about that, because we just sort of let everyone off, but no, the refugee girl is here with us. That's probably for the best, I suppose. I'm not going to do a full exploration of this camp yet, because I don't want to. I want to go back to the big mess. But let's grab Shadowheart, and we'll probably talk to her as well. Where's Shadowheart? I'm fucking identifying everybody else. Seriously? There we are.
Worm's Crossing. We could be inside the city walls before long. And I could be back where this all started.
Oh shit! People have conversations here. Okay, I will. Okay, I will look at the camp then. You mentioned Shar followers might be watching for us. Do you think we can use them to track down your parents?
I hope so. So long as I'm willing to stroll right into the Mother Superior's trap, they have no reason to not tell me where to go.
So we don't even know where to go?
Not quite. Above all else, protecting our base of operations in Baldur's Gate was the reason I had to surrender my memories to begin with. Or at least, that's what I was led to believe. We should look for someone to point me in the right direction. Otherwise, we'll have little recourse but to wander the whole city searching.
What should we be looking for?
Worm's Crossing is a choke point. If I wanted to intercept a new arrival, I'd find somewhere before the bridge, blend in amongst the crowds, and wait. Most people seeking entry to the city will be refugees. I'd look wherever they're gathering.
So, where we are. Hang on, I wasn't done with you.
All's well, I hope, aside from the obvious. Your dance card is full. Lose a partner, and wonderful. I was
Come to bask in the glow of the Moon Maiden's sword? Be most welcome.
Well, that's a new one.
Keeping very well, I hope?
Have we talked to her about this? What were you doing with your father's gone?
Look after my angel, of course. She's been through more than I can bear to think about. 100 years in the Shadowfell. 100 years being murdered by Sharans over and over. It fills me with a rage I can hardly contain. She's a formidable woman, my Aelin. But no one could escape such horrors unscathed. She's in my hands now, and I intend to help her through whatever's to come. We'll both of us stand by you when the time comes to put down the horror that threatens this city. We are your allies, for life.
That means a lot from Aelin. What happened between you and your father?
I mourn the man I knew. He was wonderful. He raised me to serve Selûne as my mother, rest her soul, had wished. He was everything to me, all my life. When an emissary of Selûne came to our little town, we were elated. Dame Aelin, daughter of the Moon Maiden herself. This was different. It was like I could see my fate in her eyes. Lucky for me, she felt the same way. But my father was skeptical. Aelin is immortal, after all. I understand it's strange. There's an imbalance between us.
I think we've had this one, but I don't think we had the other one.
I suppose loving Aelin felt the same as loving myself. It was natural. Then... And this is where I still need answers. I died.
Yeah, we've heard her say that.
Next I knew, I was being jolted. He told me we'd be together. I found last light within the shadows. By the time Jaheira came, he's gone now. But I suppose the man I knew died when I died. The man he became.
Alright, we will check in with the others, just because, obviously, Shadowheart, her dialogue updated. Minthara?
The next urchin that tries to pick my pocket will lose its hand.
Please don't mutilate any children, Minthara.
Half of the children here are already mutilated by poverty and starvation. I am reminded of the Brerin, the stench streets of Menzoberranzan, where the sick and the outlawed make their homes. Despite the destitution, there is profit and opportunity to be found in such places, if one is willing to wade through the squalor.
Is this your first time in Baldur's Gate?
Yes. I only know it through history books and hearsay. A city of murder and grief. I expect it will live up to its legend.
I'm curious about Menzoberranzan. Tell me about your home.
From the still, dark waters of Lake Donegarten to the black academies of Tierbresh, it is a city of wonders and terror. But it is not my home anymore. If I were to return, I would be denied all of its wonders and shown only the terror.
It's hard to be without a home.
Yes. Particularly when the home was so magnificent. I am a daughter of Menzoberranzan's most ancient and powerful house, the Bainray. I lived a life of privilege and danger. My home was at the tallest point of Cuel Arzol, the place of the nobles, a plateau high above the city's sprawl. I enjoyed every luxury, whether harvested in the Underdark or stolen from the surface. And I survived my first assassination attempt while I still suckled at my mother's breast. I tasted her blood that day. She covered my body with her own, and a blade bit deep into her chest, almost puncturing her heart. When I came of age, she tried to take my life herself.
Oh, of course.
And I gave her fresh scars to match those she earned protecting me.
Is she still alive?
I expect so. If the world were to end, I think my mother would survive to rule over the ruins.
Little wonder you find it hard to make friends if your own mother tried to kill you.
She taught me to be resilient and to guard my heart from those who cannot be trusted, literally and figuratively. When I choose to let somebody close, I do not do so lightly. That gives a great depth of meaning to the bonds I do share.
Right.
You wish to consult me?
I'm terrified of you. Gale!
Civilization beckons at last. It's no water deep.
Of course
but
not.
Baldur's Gate is a respectable runner-up. Or at least a close third.
No, nothing much for him.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
The animals are hanging out in the pen. That doesn't surprise me.
You smell very delicious, but nice here. The caves smell like rotting meat. Goblin cat. Ooh, more.
Yeah, the animals don't have anything to say new. Withers found a little alcove here and a porch next to an abandoned house.
Fate, dost thou require
spins
a
along
new
as it
ally?
should. Where's Arabella gone?
The girl has left to hew her own path. She left you a letter. Thou couldst read it, or thou couldst not. Such is the way of autonomy. Hast thou other business?
No. Thanks for the letter. I don't know where it fucking went, but thanks for the letter. Here it is. The ink is still fresh and the letter is drawn in a careful hand. Hey, you. So, I owe you a lot. For one, I don't know what the inside of a snake's belly looks like. For another, you let me stay at your camp. And for another, you found out what happened to Mums and Pops. I'm on my own now, and Bone Man says it's a good thing. I just have to let the weave guide me. And as far as I can tell, it's tugging me to Baldur's Gate, so I'm headed there first. Anyway, thanks for everything. I won't forget it. Arabella. Journal updated, gather your allies, huh? Oh, and I do have to wonder why. Recruit allies in the fight against the cold. Arabella. Volo. Halsin. I mean, Halsin's in the party. I don't know why he's there, but, that's cool. Okay. What the hell? There's a dead badger in this camp. We never looted Balthi's lab in the Gauntlet. Oh, you mean, the back where we met him. That means we couldn't pick up his mother's eye and Carter. Oh, God. Is that just a... Like, is that an actual conversation? Or is that just something you like to do? It's an item with flavor text. Right, but you can't... it's not a story. You tried to subtly get me to notice it. Well, I mean, you just say, hey, go pick up that thing over there when I'm on my way out. Like, you wait till I finish with the area, sure, but then you say, yeah, you missed a thing there. That's what Gormbush does. He gets very cranky if you have a mage hand go in there and toss it around.
Anything of use?
I'm happy to go get things I missed so long as I'm given the chance to miss them. That's my policy. Can we reach the badger? I don't know that we can. The only dialogue with having Mother Dearest is that when he says she's on the shelf over there, if you've already looted it, you can say, nah, she's in my pocket. I would assume that would start a fight. It's also a mysterious hole. Can I access that somehow? Doesn't look like it. Can she? I don't think so, because, like, I couldn't Misty Step anywhere. I'll have to get Shadowheart back again in a second.
You wish to consult me?
Just to be sure.
Admirable ambition. Then let us go forth.
Not from the looks of things, unfortunately. That's weird.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
If there's an answer to that, I don't think I'm going to find it.
Almost pleasant traveling with company. A bit crowded. Wonderful. I was...
These boots have seen everything.
Shame, but it's what it is. Starion.
Worm's Crossing, the welcome mat of Baldur's Gate. This is it. I'm almost home.
Are you worried about Cazador finding out you're back?
I won't lie. The thought hardly fills me with glee. Even with my newfound advantages, he's still an incredibly powerful vampire. But he's arrogant, too. If he does hear I'm back, he'll try to take me and expose himself in the process. Then I'll be able to strike.
Sounds risky.
It's something of a gamble, true, but if I can win, if I can beat him, it would be worth any risk. So yes, I do worry about facing him. But if we can get his attention, finding the ritual's location will be much easier, and that could give me the edge I need.
The internet thinks it's environmental storytelling. The badger came from the hole, collapsed the house, and then died in the collapse.
Worm's Crossing, the gaping maw of the city. Nature has little control over what happens beyond that bridge.
Have you heard from Thaniel since we moved on?
I have. He speaks to me during my nightly meditations.
Are you sure that's not the weed?
He is well. And Oliver also. At times they are one, and at others they divide. Easier for playing, perhaps. And the land thrives also. I doubt you would recognize it. Perhaps one day, you and I can both return and see it for ourselves.
Thaniel and Oliver are basically just the Zenos. How am I holding up?
I've been unfair to you, but honestly, you've surpassed even those.
Cool.
Soldier, this is it. We're almost to the city. First through Worm's Crossing, then on to the lower city. Oh, it smells the exact same. 10 years on, but still home. Incredible.
Watching gods. But I never thought I would be happy to see the city again. Much less to smell it. The Harper safe house I spoke of is on the bridge at Worm's Crossing. Danthelon's dancing axe.
What are you hoping to find there again?
Information. The Chosen have a head start on us. I'd like to know what they've done with it.
How are you faring without your Harpers?
You think me lonely? In truth, I prefer travel in a small pack such as this.
I know.
Unburdened by numbers, we're free to act rather than react. A little like the old days. With allies, every bit as peculiar. Give or take a few tadpoles.
I'd like to hear more about those old days.
Would you? In time, then. Perhaps once you found a rocking chair for me to doze off in. Ask it.
Nothing new.
Incredible to be back. My home. My city.
We're nearing the city. Excited to return? Reluctant? A little bit of both?
Baldur's Gate is where I first raised a glass in toast at the tender age of 14 and got so tipsy from wine, I puked in Dillard Portier's bushes. It's where the flaming fist chased me after I'd stolen a peach from a cart in the Wide. I got a good chewing out over it too. It's where my father taught me to hold a rapier, to read books of law, to know right from wrong. It's been 7 years since I left. It's no paradise, but it's home, and it's worth saving. And you? The city's yours too, after all. How's it feel to be back?
Baldur's Gate is dear to my heart. It's good to be here.
Wonderful, isn't it? Torril's history is written within our city's walls. Expeditions to the continent of Mastika gather in the harbor. The Church of Gon displays its most priceless treasures in the High House of Wonders. Voices raised in song on returning day. The heady wines at the elf song. There's truly no place like Baldur's Gate.
I'll live off of someone else's, don't worry about that backstory.
Seems simple enough.
Can't go there, but we can open it. Laser.
Baldur's Gate at last. We should find Sharess's caress. Voss will be waiting.
Not as much from you. Alright, let's first double check, is there anywhere? Yeah, there is. This is a whole area. Not much to it, but... a dark section here with our magic mirror. There's also a path this way. But I think it's empty. Yes, indeed. Well, let's speak to our guests.
Hi. It's me, Yenna. You remember me, right?
Yes.
You were really nice to me before, and, my mum hasn't come back yet. She might come later. I don't think she's coming. Could we maybe stay here?
What harm? She's little, won't take up much space, or make much of a dent in our provisions.
Considering we've been taking the same amount of provisions each night from when we had 3 people with us to 10, yeah, I think so. No kids allowed, come back in 10 years. Of course you can stay, Yenna, pick a spot and settle in.
Yes! You've got a fire and everything. I can cook really good. Whatever you want. Thank you, thank you.
Where did she go? Seriously, where did she go? Ah.
I brought my own paring knife. Now I just need some ingredients, and I'm gonna make something really good, I promise.
I'm just a cat. But please, talk to Yenna.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
I don't like talking.
Is Yenna mistreating you?
Yenna is my best friend. She's kind. Help her, not me.
May I pet you?
Please don't.
Okay. Do you know what happened to Yenna's mother?
Nothing good, I don't think. She was so very sick. Maybe she made like a cat and went off to spend her last life. Please, don't look at me.
The city is close now.
Young lady,
My former peers will be watching, no doubt.
You reckon?
Waiting for my return.
You
We
think?
should do what we can to find them. What they know could help us.
The timing of that! Shadowheart! Find a Sharon lookout. I reckon we found one. And we have a new companion quest. I wasn't expecting this because, like, Halcyon and Minthara don't have them. The High Harper. What the hell? My journal is spoiling me. That's not great. Well, we'll see what happens when we go up there, I suppose, but apparently there's going to be doppelgangers. I hope this doesn't mean they've all, like, died off-screen and I'm going to have sequence break, because it says talk to the guy that survived. But we did not see the attack. I hope I still get to see the attack. It's a very long time away, that's the problem. It's going to be several streams before I get all the way up there. If there's a quest I don't want to see bugged, it's the Jaheira one. I was going to say, I was not expecting her to get a quest, but that's very cool. Anyway, let's speak to this man.
I just lost a wager, thanks to you.
Who are you?
Someone who bet that you'd never be foolish enough to actually show your face in this city again. But here you are. And the gold in my purse is soon to take flight.
You're a Sharon, aren't you?
There have been whispers about you, sister. About your faith, your loyalty, your company. I can't help but feel the strangest twinge of disgust as I look upon you. Is it true? Has Our Lady forsaken you?
She can handle that.
I know the truth. I know my parents still live. Tell me where they are, and I have no quarrel with you.
I'm afraid the quarrel is unavoidable, thanks to you. Now I must report your reappearance. If you are intent on bringing matters to a head, then seek out the House of Grief in the lower city.
Tell me one thing. Is there someone called Renaud there? A tiefling with short horns and purple hair.
Renaud. Now there is a name I haven't heard in a while. He is no more. I'll leave the rest for you to find out. Heretic.
Oh, and he fucks off, does he? Well, I'm glad we bought from him. Why do you sound so embittered about that? You figured something out. It's interesting. Let's get Astarion back.
Ah, my favorite trap. Well, obviously I would. But you have so many... excellent.
It was just a dialogue option, wasn't it? Why didn't it work for you 3 times? That doesn't make sense. Anyway. The temptation to just start walking up here and see what happens when I reach this spot is, not small, but... I don't know. Manip Nesta.
Donations?
For what?
Do you not have eyes? The refugees.
I suppose that makes sense.
If you don't have anything to donate, you can get going.
Maybe people would donate more if you weren't so rude. I can donate some supplies. I got 3,000 of them.
Let's see what you've got.
Oh, that's just trading. Okay. Here, have a bronze goblet. And leather armor. And faded drow armor. And boots. Inspired Karlak.
Thank you. I'm sure your contribution will be greatly appreciated.
And Jaheira's inspired.
Got something else to donate, have ya?
I can heal folk if that's any use.
These folks' empty bellies and purses need healing more than anything, priest.
Right then. I'd like to take the donation into the barn myself.
Well, if you must, I suppose it saves me the walk. But if you're gonna do it, hurry up.
Nestor let you in? Good. Means you'll be further away from me.
Requisitioned barn. Ah, so this is the area that you're not allowed in unless you politely ask.
Not sure why you were so keen to get in the barn, but if the manip says so... Not sure why you were...
To fill it in on my map mostly, I'm not going to steal from here. That would feel very icky. Ooh, a pig.
I say, terribly decent of you to come over and exchange pleasantries.
You're one of the most impressive pigs I've ever seen!
Oh, how kind of you to say. I have been growing my bristles out. It's something of an art, you see. Salutations once more, old stick. Always a treat to have visitors.
Please don't start a revolution.
What's in here?
You best not piss away Manip Nestor's good graces. I hear Worms Rock Prison is rather cold this time of year.
Oh dear.
You best not piss away
Nestor's warning. It seems I have to remind some of you that what is in the barn is for the refugees, not for your dinner. Next one I find skimming from the top cleans the latrine for the rest of the month.
I hear you've been given permission to be here. Don't disappoint me.
I don't even know you. Pretty large area, this. The barn, I mean. Not the... Obviously Rivington, yeah. I believe we've spoken to Madigan, right?
You best not piss...
Correct. Oh, don't open that. Looks like we're allowed on the outside of it, because it's just the outdoors. It's just that you're not supposed to open that door, because it's a... Yeah. There's a donations chest. We're not going to steal from that. We do have the Many Tales of Mother Campestri. An excerpt from a book of short but terribly outdated tales for children. Once there lived a bullywug whose name was Billy. His clothes were ragged, he never washed, and he spoke in tongues that nobody could ever understand. But the worst thing about Billy was that he was always hungry. First he ate all the food that was in his village, then he moved on to villages nearby. Soon the entire region was starving because Billy could never have enough. Villagers offered to teach Billy how to farm so that he could make his own way, but Billy was lazy. Billy only ever wanted to live off the kindness of others. So that is what he did. One day the villagers decided they'd had enough. They had been forced to live off their supplies for months and were sick of it. And Billy, having gotten fat from eating all of their food, had started to look rather appetizing himself. Ah, children's stories. So delightfully wrong.
Manip Nestor.
Keep going into the corner. What, this one?
A devious little trap. Well, hello.
We found toys filled with explosives.
Can you please give me a hug? Bet your arms would be so snug.
Who's that rummaging around in there? Show yourself! You have 2 seconds to explain yourself before you're under arrest.
I found a load of toy bears rigged to explode, but don't worry, I disarmed them.
What? Those are children's toys. Which means if a child had picked one up... I don't want to think about it. How do I know you're not the one who planted those explosives?
Because I just disarmed them and fucking told you about them. Why would I disarm my own explosives? Great. Well, we got bonuses. Where did the bard bonus come from? Go, rather. Whatever. Oh, Christ's sake. We did save. Yeah, I really don't want Karlak to be leading this conversation. Can we do this again without Karlak leading the conversation for no good reason?
Still breathing, despite everything. Swift as my feet can carry me.
Don't touch me. Let's
Can you please give me a hug? Bet your arms would be so snug.
Who's that rummaging around in there? You have 2 seconds to explain yourself. What? How do I know you're not the one who planted those explosives?
Better.
All right. I guess it can't hurt. I'll check up on the rest of the goods. You try and find whoever is responsible for this.
Certainly.
Gods, any one of us could have been blown to smithereens.
You know who's real. Seems we were patrolling around a powder keg. Glad I didn't get burned up.
Over there.
What am I actually doing to investigate this, though? I don't know.
Explosives? In toys? How despicable. Hope Lord Gortash gets this stuff sorted out.
Oh, right. List of donators. Who gave bears? Huh? Oh.
At least things have stayed interesting.
I'm the wrong guy.
Salutation.
Right.
Never wanted the easy path.
I won't take the easy road.
I thought this assignment was going to be dull.
Let's see what this does.
Arthur Gregorio, 21 stuffed toy bears, unusually weighty. Talk to him about that?
Gods.
No. But we're looking for an Arthur Gregorio. Because that's just something we come across later.
Attention, fists. Listen up. One more dereliction of duty, and you're all going on punishment. Got it?
I wish the cult had burnt our farm, though. At least we got
I should speak up.
burning barn.
Heads will roll for this. This transgression. This injustice.
I know, the way they treat refugees around here is terrible.
I don't give a shit about all that. It's how I've been treated, which is the real travesty. A perfectly respectable businessman wants to bring his, well, business into this fine city. And what do? They talk some absolute horse bollocks about papers and correct filing procedures and threw me in this slum. I should be loins deep in Sharess's caress by now, not waddling about in filth.
Sorry, what kind of building is Sharess's caress?
Piss off, would you? I've got some papers I have to file to get in. Apparently. Bloody bleeding bureaucrats.
You look well dressed. Nilos Bright.
We've got to get Grunch into the city, but he's in no shape to travel. I wonder, what if we hid him in a big barrel and nailed it shut? Nah.
Don't know how we're gonna get Grunch into the city, wounded as he is, but we have to.
Oh, there's Grunch.
Whatever you need, I can't help you. Even talking is painful right now.
How did you get wounded?
Some goblin cultists were about to stumble on where those two Bright Boys were hiding. So I just kind of drew their attention. The Bright Boys got away, but I took a hit killing those gobos. And it's taken its time healing. Thanks for asking, though. Don't worry about my wound. It gives me a reason to keep an eye on those Tangleford Bright lads. I like to keep them out of trouble.
Well, I was going to offer to heal you, but then the game took away the ability for me to do so because I dared to ask you how it happened first. Giselle Flint Splitter.
Can't stand her, can't stand her, can't stand her! My sister-in-law. All law and no sister.
Right.
Actually got here safely. Towing along my wife's sister and mother. Or maybe they towed me along, eh?
What, he's just pretending?
Christine didn't clean the cookware, Mother Mona. Again.
God, camping with the mother-in-law has been utter hell. Maybe I should just go on ahead into the city without her. Scouting, like.
Umi.
got me signed up to learn to make pots, which is dumb. I'd rather learn how to kill cultists. And I bet you'd back me up on that.
No.
They got me signed. I'm really worried about Umi.
Yeah, fair.
I'm really...
Zorro, how are you?
So, you survived. That's more than many of my kin can say.
Didn't see you at the last light.
It's mainly anger that keeps me going. Zevlor was supposed to lead us, but he froze when we needed him most. I haven't seen him since the massacre on the road, which is lucky for him. Oh, hello again. It's mainly... I haven't seen him...
What a sad situation. The once proud tieflings of Elturel, reduced to beggars.
We made it through hell, twice. I know now that as long as Danis and I stick together, we can do anything.
You mean as long as I'm around?
We made it alive to Baldur's Gate. Almost, anyway. But I can't complain. When I look at Bex and realize she's safe, it's hard not to weep from joy.
I didn't need your help for the first visit to hell. Yeah, sure.
I bet somebody drank it, Ma.
Doric man, what the hell? What are you wearing?
Washing my pits, this is the song when up. Aye! Could a bloke not get any bleeding privacy around here? Bunch of perverts, the lot of you. I hate this place. I can't even soap my forearms in peace.
Sorry, do you have a different song for each part of yourself that you wash?
I hate this place.
The cult have claimed every road
No
between
bard,
Baldur's
him.
Gate and Elturgard. But from what you tell me,
My son Garen is pleased we got this far together. But his wife's bitching is making me old before my time. Why can't he tell her to put a sock in it?
These dwarves are halflings.
Sorry to burden you like that before. I should just try to remember the good days before we had to leave Barriskir.
Because he looked kind of like a dwarf.
even if we only have tankers of river water.
Sorry.
Is that build? Someone named Toad Breath sleeping over there.
I've heard of...
What? I'm bushed. I ran for days to get someplace safe, and then found out I'm last in line to get in, because I'm a hobgoblin. As if I could change that. Let me be. It seems my only friend asleep.
Hail, friend. Fine day, isn't it? Forgive me, you're in no mood to talk about the weather. Your journey here was a hard one, no doubt. Is this your first time in Baldur's Gate?
Do I look like a tourist? I live here! No, I'm born and bred. It's good to be home.
It's a fine city, isn't it? No better place to hail from. Used to be you'd arrive knowing you'd a full belly and a warm bed waiting for you. Not anymore. These days, there's barely enough to go around. Add the refugees on top and, well, folk aren't feeling too generous.
Is there anything I can do to ease these people's burden?
I've been asking myself the same question. I wouldn't be the first to interfere. Some well-to-dos in the city donated enough to see the newcomers right for the time being. Only they didn't bother helping everyone else. Locals going without while strangers feast. It stoked the fire, all right. Some Baldurians are kicking up a fuss round the front of the barn as we speak. If I wasn't wearing this uniform, I'd walk round there and teach him a lesson they'd never forget.
I'd think your uniform would be enough to make them quiet down.
The flaming fist isn't what it used to be. It's grown weak, corruptible, soft. It's down to honest citizens like me to stand up for what's right, uniform or no. That lot round the front, they've got it coming to them.
You're supposed to keep the peace, not stoke the fire.
What peace? If no one steps in, there'll be bodies piled high in the streets before long. Those refugees have been leeching on our city for too long. If we don't show them that we mean business, they'll bleed us dry. We need to march round the front and kill every last one of them.
Whoa!
Let's see them eat our food with their guts on the floor. What do you say?
I thought this guy was saying he wanted to go beat up the protesters, not the refugees. Some Baldurians are kicking up a fuss around the front of the barn. If I wasn't wearing this uniform, I'd walk around there and teach them a lesson. That lot round front, they've got what's coming to them. He's talking about beating up the protesters, and now he's saying, I'm going to beat up the refugees? He's not doing a good job articulating his hate. Yeah, they're innocent people. You can't just kill them.
Why does it matter? Innocence makes the blood run clearer.
Oh. Hi, Oren.
So, you're the lick-spittle who crushed the Bone Lord's thrall. Have you come begging, sniffing for our stones? Gortash won't like that. A throat his black hand can't choke the spit from. You'll need to bleed and carve this city if you want to turn him to grave meat. He shivers at the thought.
Wonder what Minthara line would get if she was here.
When you find the Lordling, tell him Oren is watching.
So Oren is a shapeshifter. How long has she been watching?
Fucking shapeshifter. She'll try to break our best asset, our trust. Fortunately, she's no match for our second best asset.
Jaheira.
Me.
Sorry, you.
Hey, you.
It's not enough. We have a gallery of villains to look out for, but now we could be infiltrated by a shape changer? I can't even tell if any of you are acting strange because you've been replaced, or because this group is full of weirdos.
road between Baldur's Gate and Eltergard.
Ah, my favorite traveling.
So Bal's chosen is a doppelganger. I should not be surprised. They have ever been among his favorite servants. Orin is testing you. Either she thinks herself a predator, playing with her food, or she fears what you might do. Good.
Well, because this group is full of weirdos! Why are we bringing up doppelgangers? Is this broken? Or is this part of the Orin conversation? I don't understand. Why didn't she just attack us?
She's circling. Have no doubt of that. The last time I fought doppelgangers, the Balspawn Sarevok was using them to subvert the city government, aid his rise to power. But Orin, he's more predator than politician, I think. She simply wants to make us feel hunted, isolated. Tell the Lordling that Orin is watching. Seems that Gortash and Orin have had a little falling out.
So Orin is a doppelganger, is the point.
We should leverage that.
Okay, it's not related to the weirdness of the her quest. I just made me a little scared for a second.
Ask it.
You know who's really responsible.
Speak.
Because, yeah, I don't like this. That was interesting. I wonder if you can find her at different spots, because like she was just around in a corner. Like a bunch of people are never going to go over here. But you have to learn that Orin's a shapeshifter. She must like have like a bunch of different people she can pretend to be as you walk through Rivington. Anyway, I think yeah, there are multiple NPCs who could be Orin. That's what I thought. Ooh.
You remember that spiced apple loaf we had in Waterdeep? Oh, the big one.
So there's more up here, of course. I think I'm going to head back to this spot. Move onwards. I'm going to go to camp real quick, and I just want to check for Orin reactions, if the others have them, despite not being in the group. Specifically Minthara, but... I like now that it makes perfect sense why I think she literally was. She changed who she was aggressive against halfway through the conversation because she was just fucking with us. Like, she was saying that she wanted to go beat up the protesters, and then she decided, no, what? I'll say I'm going to beat up the refugees.
That foul shapeshifter Orin is like a scavenger beast, probing us for weaknesses. Do not let her shake your resolve.
Tara's over there for some reason. We'll talk to her. But...
I have battled great evils, been mocked by villains of all sorts. But Orin, she is beyond even Thorm. Her mind is twisted beyond recognition. What is she capable of? And where will she strike next?
Orin's got nothing on Oron.
Orin, Skvar, burn away the shadows she hides in, tear off her mask, and you'd reveal her for what she is, a shivering child.
Come to bask in the glow of...
So not them, then.
Orin toys with us where she could destroy us. Whatever her motivations, I hope she reveals them quickly.
While she lives, Orin will continue to terrorize us, and soon she will make good on her threats. She thinks we are weak, afraid, vulnerable. We need to prove her wrong.
You're on edge. Orin's influence?
I am not on edge. I am alert, as you should be too. Orin could be anywhere. Could be anyone.
Despite her protestations to the contrary, it is clear that Minthara is afraid.
What do you suggest we do?
We need to watch over each other, now more than ever.
I think she got moved because I was flying with her. don't think we did Shadowheart, did we?
Orin's little display was just intended to rattle us. We mustn't let her succeed, but need to stay alert all the same.
Sharans are using a place called the House of Grief as cover for their presence in Baldur's Gate.
Then that's where we need to go. My parents are in there somewhere.
As is Viconia de Veer.
I wasn't expecting it.
Could be because I left camp while she was still walking back. Well, anyway.
Speak.
Can't ask her about doppelgangers. But yeah, I guess that's what Orin is being referred to as, a doppelganger.
Just a little singe, eh, Scotty?
Don't think we went this way and talked to these guys, did we? No, let's talk to these guys and then we can tie off this area. Hello, Biscotti.
Oh, God! Are they gonna see it? What happens if they don't see it?
Who's a good dog? You're a good dog?
Yes! Oh, goodness, yes! I am a good dog! Fantastic stuff! Oh, yes, you're lovely. You can come back. Oh, here we go. Here it comes.
Good dog.
Yes, yes, yes! Amazing! Perfect! No notes! Oh, yes, yes, yes! Amazing! Perfect! No notes!
I apologize for my husband and his obsession with that bloody dog.
Hey!
What was that, my dear?
Nothing, darling.
No, I'm afraid I must insist you do not pet the hound.
My love, you can't keep being so rude to strangers. It's just a dog.
All the grabbing and touching startles poor Biscotti. I will not apologise for caring about my boy.
Either way, he's a fine-looking hound.
Isn't he just? I'm so very glad they let animals in the camp. Means Biscotti can be kept away from that awful war.
Oh, yes. As long as the dog is okay, he's happy. Give me strength. Maybe I'll get a cat when we make it to the lower city. That'll show him.
Oh, God's sake.
Maybe I'll get...
If you've never had a hound yourself, I'd highly recommend it. Does wonders to distract from this horrible absolute business.
Oh, I could go for a good meal.
Have you found some place we can wash our clothes yet?
Let's get going. Is that blood? No.
If you've never had a hound yourself, I...
Damn it!
Oh, yes, yeah.
Maybe I'll get a cat.
Thought someone would react. Alas. Otterdance Fenton.
Glad to see you. Glad to see anybody, really. It was a lonely road getting here through those abandoned farmlands, and I'm a sociable sort. Never been to...
Oops.
Never been to Baldur's Gate. Not sure how many gnomes are there. Sure hope I find some kind of gnomish community behind those walls.
How'd you feel about deep gnomes?
What's up for discussion?
At least we got the Scotty out.
Well, to be fair, for a miserable collection of shabby hovels jam-packed with wretched refugees, this place isn't bad at all.
Lovely.
It could be worse. It could be worse. I could still be hiding in a ditch while a squad of absolutist goblins marches past.
That would be bad. Yeah, I've heard bad things. Baldur's Mouth, 1492 DR issue 83. Oh fucking hell! Baldur's Mouth, Baldur's Gate Printing and Publishing Company, established 1339, price 2 gold, edition 83. Edvard Needle, editor-in-chief. Absolutely unwelcome. Cult offered cold shoulder in city. You can't actually read the text. Citizens must come first, claims Gortash over refugee rabble. Crackdown on crime crews destabilizes underworld. Fist Gala celebrates recruiting season. Steel Watch keeps tight grip on crime's throat. Waterdeep wades through red tape over sending aid. Meeting meat standards and the common rat. Siege tips. There will be a broadsheet every day? What, like every time you take a long rest? That would mean I'd want to rest after every quest.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
So don't make trouble,
Alright. We've explored here. And we've explored there. It feels like we've done fuck all, but that's because I did a lot of camp-based stuff as well. There were a lot of conversations to be had. There's our for Gregorio. Fantastic. Okay. So we need
to walk just a little more.
This is where we started. And we didn't go this way. There's obviously more there, but we'll go this way next time. Which will unfortunately be Tuesday, but so it goes.
Anything you want for supper. All the treats your tummy can handle.
Can't load right now, game is saving. But yeah, I will catch you guys next time. Hitman should be fine tomorrow and Sunday, provided my internet doesn't have any issues. It obviously didn't today, thankfully. Hasn't this week, other than when I'm not streaming, which is strange, but appreciated. Because again, right now I'm playing something that I don't need to be online for when I'm relaxing, so it hasn't gotten in my way. Yeah, so Hitman should be tomorrow like normal. And then, yeah, next week we'll hopefully get through Rivington. See how long it takes. And then we get to Baldur's Gate, and apparently that's just a bigger version of this. Fare thee well, everybody.